Site near Cuxhaven, British officers directed the firing of V-2 rockets into the North Sea for experimental purposes, notably radar. The slow-motion camera reveals the sinister efficiency of the last of Hitler's terror weapons. Search parties organized by British artillery officers combed over 250,000 square miles of France, Belgium, Holland and Germany to collect more than 500,000 V-2 components. 5 months after the search began, these first Allied launchings of V-2s were made. The one-time triumph of German scientists has now been picked clean of secrets. Sea Rangers lined the streets, and the people of Bath turned out in force to welcome Princess Elizabeth on her visit to their city. It was a gala day for everybody, except the Bath policemen. No one can visit Bath without taking a look at the ancient Roman baths which gave the city its name, and the princess conformed to the custom. The famous hot springs gave the Romans the idea of making a bathing center of this particular bit of England. Later on, someone discovered that there were medicinal properties in the spring water, if you like spring water. Main event of the day was the march past of 1,000 Somerset members of the Women's Land Army. The princess reviewed the rally from the steps of the famous Guildhall. Least glamorized of all women's services, Land Army girls worked wonders in stepping up Britain's food output over the past 6 years. Now they're being asked to stay on for still another year to guarantee present rationing levels. After the rally, the princess told the girls, "We are proud of what you have done and what you are doing," a statement the nation will fully endorse.
More awards for bravery were recently presented by His Majesty the King at Buckingham Palace. Among those of the investiture were 3 submarine DSMs, leading seamen Cork and James, and stoker Petty Officer McKeon. 4 members of Canadian Scottish regiments, 3 with the MC and 1 with the DSO. And lastly, the 3 Indian heroes awarded the VC. Their deeds of outstanding gallantry in Burma add fresh laurels to the already magnificent record of the Indian Army. Large and enthusiastic crowds trekked to Newmarket for the 1945 Cesarewitch, which was to prove one of the most exciting for some time. They're off to a good start, with Furioso taking a big lead after the first quarter mile. Coming into the straight, Kerry Piper and Paradise Club improved their positions with strong opposition from Voluntary and Lady Crusader. In the last 100 yards, Kerry Piper takes the lead and romps home a 25-1 winner, with Lady Crusader second and Voluntary third.
Filmed exclusively, it was the dinner at Carriage's commemorating the battle that was the turning point of the war, the victory of Alamein. Field Marshal Montgomery presided. Mr. Churchill was the honored guest. In the war, theirs was a partnership of statesmen and soldiers successful beyond parallel. Winston came to the dinner fully armed for an enjoyable evening. The victor of Alamein spoke first.
This is the 3rd anniversary of the battle, and I am particularly glad that Mr. Churchill has honored us with his presence. I believe that when I arrived in Egypt to take command of the 8th Army, there was a certain amount of speculation on how long some of you might hold your appointment. And I believe there was rather more speculation on how long I might hold mine.
There was considerable speculation how long I could hold mine.
When Mr. Churchill came out to the desert, just as we were starting to prepare for our great task, I asked him to write in my diary. And he wrote these words: "May the 8th Army have the fame and fortune it will surely deserve." And he wrote those words towards the end of August. And I feel we can justly say that the 8th Army did deserve. It did deserve both the fame and the fortune that it won that day and later. Now, I was quite determined that we could not have this dinner here tonight without Mr. Churchill. You and I, we may have been the builders of victory, but I think we would all agree that he was the architect of victory.
This is indeed a memorable occasion, for it is the first time that the 8th Army Alamein dinner has been held since the war was won. And I hope it will be the precursor of a long line of annual celebrations. The Battle of Alamein takes its place with the most famous victories in British history. It was the turning point in British military fortune during the last World War. Up till Alamein, we survived. After Alamein, we conquered. Alex and Monte are now household words. They are beloved by the peoples of the empire as they were by their soldiers, and their fame will long be cherished by their fellow countrymen and honored by the free nations of the world. Field Marshal Montgomery, if you will allow me to say so in his presence, is one of the greatest living masters of the art of war. I therefore feel it an honor that he should have proposed my health and that he should have wished to associate me here with the 8th Army and its glorious victories. Friendships continue between those who fought side by side at Alamein. May they also continue among all who fought in the desert, and by their unflinching courage and unwearying vitality and fidelity raised the reputation of the British Army to levels unsurpassed by the glories of ancient times.